friends and felines, and welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're venturing onto my channel for the first time today. So for today's video, I'm going to be unboxing my very first TrendMood box. This one was the $39 box that has a bunch of Black owned makeup inside. So if you'd like to see what's included and see what type of makeup look I create using these brands, then definitely keep on watching. So if you're part of the makeup community, you probably already know what TrendMood is, and if you're not, then it is an Instagram account that releases all the new makeup that's coming out and all the little sneak peeks, and they have these boxes that you can buy, and each month they might feature a different type of brands. Like this one was all Black owned. They just did a Tatcha box, and they vary in price range. And this one is surprisingly my first box that I bought, and I think it's a pretty good box to start off with. So if you are following TrendMood, then you already know what's inside. It's not a mystery box. They do like an unboxing video where they put all the products into the boxes and they share everything that's inside. So in each box, there might be some variations on different types of products, depending on what shades or depending on what products actually have in the box. So I know one variation was by Opv. This is their metal and liquid glitter, and there are a few different shades you could get, so that is a bit of a mystery. So the shade I got was Peyton, or number 19, and let's see what shade this is. I think there's like a red, a silver, a green. I don't know, I don't remember all the colors, but oh, there we go. So I got a red one. I was hoping to get the silver one because that one's a bit more universal, but I'm very excited because I don't have any glitter liners. So this is going to be really cute to make a look out of. I feel like this is definitely very Christmassy vibes, but let's see what the applicator looks like. Oh man, not in the best of shape. I might be able to cut that a little bit off down there or just use the opposite side because it is looking a little rough. Or what I could do even better is use like a liner brush and just like dip it in here and get some product on there and use that. It might be a little bit more precise. All right, so I did a little tiny swatch, and it definitely is just like glitter in a clear liquid. So you have to be a little bit careful when you're applying this, or you might want to have a red base down to begin with because you can push the glitter around and then it'll be kind of like see-through and not as opaque as you actually want it. But it is super cute. Ooh, so the next thing in here is in like a super cute little bag, and this is by Zodiac Cosmetics. I love anything and everything to do with Zodiac. So let's take this out of the little bag. Ooh, it included a little 10% off code right here. So if you wanted to shop more with this brand, which I think I'm definitely going to give this brand a little look at to see what else they have. It looks like they got brushes and different palettes. I definitely see a Leo palette advertised here, so I'm definitely going to have to go to their website and check them out. So I believe this is the highlighter. This is in the shade Zeus. Now I think it was just one shade that was included in the box, and it looked a little dark for me. I'm going to carefully swatch it and see. It looks very, very, very gold. You could use this like as an eyeshadow probably, but again, that's a lot of product. It's a decent size component. So let's just like swatch a tiny bit and see what the shade looks like. So this is what that highlighter looks like. It's definitely super pigmented and super pretty. I think I can make this work for a highlighter, and if not, like maybe in the winter months when I'm a little bit more paler, definitely can use this as an eyeshadow. So I'm definitely going to hold on to this. All right, so it also looks like we have 3 lipsticks in here. One of these boxes is like already ripped. So we have Opv Beauty. This is their luminous satin lipstick, and this is in the shade Limitless. So this is what the packaging looks like. It looks like very Fenty Beauty vibes. It's kind of got like that octagon, hexagonal shape, and the shade is in Limitless. The next brand we have is by Mented, and I definitely remember hearing about this brand. This is their Nude Lala Matte Lip Shade, and it's in a bullets component, kind of like a MAC lipstick, but it has that like velvety soft touch, and that's what the color looks like. These are all pretty much like brown nude shades, but they are all different. And then the last one is again another brand that I'm familiar with. This is Colored Raine Satin Lipstick. This is in the shade Whipped. And this is another bullet lipstick. Ooh, and this is what this one looks like. It's in a nice white component in the shade Whipped. And again, this is another brown nude shade. So I'm gonna swatch these really quick and show you guys up close what they look like. So these are the shades going from left to right. The first one is by Colored Raine in the shade Whipped. The second one is by Mented in the shade Nude Lala Matte. And then the last one is by Opv Beauty in the shade Limitless. All three of them, obviously you could tell, are different shades and they all have a different type of formula. Some are a little bit more softer, creamier than others, but they all feel really nice, at least swatching on the back of the hand. Sir, turn down your base, that is rude. All right, so the next product is again by Colored Raine. This is their Smoke Show eyeshadow palette. So it's a nice little palette. The packaging is so cute. And it's just a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. That's what she looks like. So these are all 6 shades swatched. From left to right, we have Cloudy, Naked Eye, Smoke Screen, Torch, Flammable, and Showtime. They all feel a little bit different. Both Cloudy and Naked Eye, the very, very light ones, had a more chalky consistency, but the last 4 all felt pretty nice. Naked Eye is pretty much close to my skin tone, and then Cloudy is a little bit lighter. But we're gonna see if we can make a cute little look out of this. They're all pretty much matte except for Smoke Screen. That one has a little bit of a sheen or maybe some glitter in there. But we're gonna make a cute little smoky eye out of this palette. And I might bring in my Pat McGrath palette, which is also black owned, for maybe more of a metallic shade to put on the lid, but we'll see when we get there. All right, so the last thing in the box is by Opv Beauty London again. This is the Born to Shine blush palette. This was the one item from the box I was most excited for. So I'm gonna get this out of the packaging very carefully and we're gonna see what it looks like. This is what the packaging looks like. It's the same as the unit carton. And inside, these are what the blush shades look like. These pan sizes are huge. It is such a good pan size. I'm really excited to try all of these. I mean, I think they could all pretty much be used for a blush on my skin tone. The only one that's a little dark is this Positive shade down here, but if I want to do more of an editorial or more of a fun look, I can still get that one to work. Looks like we have a mixture of mattes and a couple of shimmery or glittery blush shades in here. So I swatched these out of order because I ran out of room. So from left to right, we have Keep Calm, which is more of that like bronzy golden blush. Then we have Uplifting, Light, Smile, Unstoppable, and Positive. So I think we've got like 2, 3 shimmers and 3 mattes. So you have a nice mixture of each type of formula, and you can build them up to get them pretty pigmented if you want, or you can keep them on the lighter side for a little bit more of a sheer blush finish. So now is the fun part, and we get to play around with all of this new makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and do a full look featuring all the different types of black owned brands that I do own. And if a certain step of my routine is not black owned, I'm just gonna skip over it. All right, so I'm primed and ready to go. So the first black owned makeup that I'm featuring is by Juvia's Place, and this is the I Am Magic Foundation. I am in the shade Alexandria 650. This is an extremely full coverage foundation. I know Nikki Tutorials, who is like the queen of full coverage, says this is the most full coverage one she owns. So for me, who's not really into full coverage foundations, this was a huge step up for me. And it is on the more matte side, but I don't think it's like an overly drying matte. I think it's more of a like natural matte, somewhere like in the middle. When it first goes on my skin, it definitely seems like it's really yellow for me, but it definitely oxidizes down and matches a little bit better once it is dry and oxidized. So I'm just gonna go ahead and beat my face with this and I'll be back. All right, so now we are fully covered in foundation and concealer, and our next featured product is by Beauty Bakerie, another black owned makeup brand, and this is their Flour Butter Not Bitter baking powder or setting powder. I have used this before, but I did try baking my face with it, and It didn't really work out, so I'm not gonna bake. I'm just gonna lightly set my whole face. And seeing how as I have drier skin, baking usually isn't the best. Like over powdering your face isn't gonna help the dryness in your face. So you wanna kind of keep it with a light layer of powder. I don't know about anyone else, but like I have dry skin and I feel like almost every YouTuber I follow has oily skin, the house. Like I'm following these people and like, this is the best if you have oily skin. Don't use this if you have drier skin. I'm like, where are my dry skin people at?
Where my people at? Where my people at?
Or if I find someone that says they have dry skin, they're like, I have combination skin or I have normal to dry skin. And I'm like, I just have dry skin. Like I'm not oily unless like I'm sweating like crazy in the summer, but usually it's dry and like dry, especially in the wintertime. Even if I moisturize all the time, it's dry. All right, I'm back and my face is powdered and my brows are still bushy, but I have an appointment in like a month where I can get my hair done and hopefully I can get my brows waxed. So next featured product is going to be for bronzer, and this is from Ace Beauty, another black owned makeup brand, and this is the Bronzed in Paradise palette. I believe I got this in a box, and there is 4 bronzer shades in there. I'm obviously going to stick to the lighter shades. The dark ones is obviously way too dark, but again, you can use it as eyeshadow. So we're just gonna bronze up this face and bring some life back into it. I've used this brand before, and I think some of their products can be a little iffy when it comes to the formulas. Eyeshadows, I do like them, their eyeshadow palettes, but again, some of them are a little iffy to work with. And I think this, like the second shade in this palette, I think works at least for my summer skin. But I know like last time when I was trying to like blend it out, it didn't really want to blend and buff into the skin. It was a little patchy, but hopefully we can get it to work today because I really do like the shade and the tone of this bronzer. All right, so as I contour my nose, I was wondering if there's any other type of videos you guys would like to see. What do you enjoy watching? I kind of want to do a couple more like tips and tricks or tutorial videos, not saying that I'm a professional, but just like sharing what I personally do. I think I've only done one video and I can link that up there. But if there's anything specific you guys would like to know, just let me know in the comments down below and I can share how I do something specifically. Again, not sharing the professional or the right way to do something, just how I do it. Oh, the guy with the big base is back. All right, so for blush, I'm obviously gonna go in with the new palette I just got from the TrendMood Box. I think I'm gonna mix these 2 shades together since I'm going with a smoky, more neutral look. I think I'm gonna mix those 2 together and see how this performs on the face. I tend to go over the top when it comes to blush by accident. I swear I don't do it on purpose, but we'll just do a nice little blush moment. Ooh, that is super cute. I'm mixing one of the mattes. No, I think they're both shimmers. Yeah, they're both shimmer blushes, but we're getting a nice little sheen to the skin. I don't mind a shimmer blush, but when it comes to like bronzer, I usually stay away from shimmery bronzers. I like to keep my bronzers nice and matte. I don't like too shimmery of a bronzer, but I don't mind when it comes to blush. So you guys are totally not gonna see this, but I have a weird spot right here where this doesn't want to adhere to my face. And I think it's just either the powder or the foundation. I just have a couple of issues with either one or the other. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but we're gonna move forward. All right, so I went ahead and primed my eyes and zoomed you guys in so we can start on the eyeshadow. So first I'm gonna go into the new Colored Raine Smoke Show palette. I'm gonna take the shade Naked Eye right up here, and I'm just gonna set my P. Louise base with this because it is pretty much like my skin tone, and we're gonna go for a nice smoky brown neutral look today, so we'll put this down as a nice base for that. So the shade was a little chalky when I was first swatching on my hand, but as I'm applying it with a brush onto my eye, onto the base, it's definitely working a lot better, and it definitely looks a little bit more peachy than it did on the back of my hand, which is totally okay. Like this is gonna work as a nice transition shade for the browns and blacks that are gonna be going into the look. So I'm making sure I'm putting this all the way up into my crease So now taking that same brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Flammable right here, which is that brown, and this is gonna go into the crease. When you're doing a smoky eye, you definitely wanna make sure you incorporate some browns into there. Like not everything has to be grays and blacks. So putting in some warmth is gonna help with that smokiness. Also, excuse if you can hear anything going on in the background. I think my boyfriend is playing with the cats and they love paper bags because I think they like making sound when they play. So this is a beautiful, beautiful brown shade. Goes on smoothly and blends and buffs wonderfully. It's definitely more warm toned, but I think it's gonna work with this look. I'm gonna keep this mostly brown and then just very, 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 very lightly go in maybe with black to give it a little bit more depth. There is also a darker brown shade in here that might be a little bit more cool tone that I could also use. And then I think I'm gonna go into the Pat McGrath palette just to pick out a shimmer for like the inner lid portion. So starting off to use a smaller fluffy brush, I'm gonna go in with the shade Torch, which is that darker, deeper brown. I'm gonna go in very, very lightly because I feel like this is gonna be super pigmented. And again, I'm just gonna continue to deepen up this outer corner. Again, this deeper brown shade is still doing the trick when it comes to blending. It's just a very deep pigmented color, so you wanna make sure you go in lightly and slowly to start building up more of that depth. Debating if I still want to go in with that black shade or not. I don't know if it's going to be too overpowering, and I might just use it like on my lash line just to like give my false lashes like something better to blend in with my real lashes, but that has yet to be determined. All right, so I'm not going to worry about like half cutting the crease. I'm just going to move over to the Pat McGrath palette. I'm going to use this shade right here, which is called Bronze Rosé 005. I'm going to start off using my finger to apply this and then go in with a brush just to fine tune the edges. But this is a beautiful bronze color that's going to go very well with the mattes that I used for this smoky look. All right, so I used my fingers to apply the majority of that shimmer. So now I'm just going to go in with a dry, flat brush. And the last time I used a shimmer, this thing just works with just a flat brush. Like no need to spray your brush at all. It just goes on smoothly. Pat McGrath shimmers are no joke. They are so beautiful, easy to work with, and I mean they should be for how much they cost, but they blend in nicely. I didn't have to cut my crease, I didn't have to put any more eyeshadow base down, and this just goes on gorgeously. This combo is chef's kiss. All right, so now I'm just taking more of that shade Naked Eye, that very first peachy nude shade we used, just to go over it again and buff and blend out the edges a little bit more, making sure I'm bringing it more into my inner corner to kind of combine where my like nose contour leads off and where that shimmer shade leads, kind of blending the two together. I'm going to keep it nice and simple for the lower lash line and just go in with that shade Flammable and just keep it nice and close to the lash line, making sure I bring it up and connect it with the top part of the eyeshadow. This is like a super, super pigmented color, so I gotta be very, very careful with this. All right, so I took that on both sides about halfway down my lower lash line. For the inner part, I'm gonna keep it nice and light. So I'm going in with that Naked Eye shade again. I'm gonna blend this in. I don't want it too dark on the inner portion of my lower lash line. Keep the outside smoky and the inside nice and bright. All right, so for the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's mostly glitter and it's called Astral Pink Moon. It is mostly glitter, like there's a little bit of pigment, but I'm just gonna use this to sparkle up that inner corner. And it's a little bit more of like a white pink undertone to it, so it's gonna give a little bit more brightness. Oh, that is just beautiful. I think this is a little too glittery for my brow bone, so I'm not going to put it up there, but I think I'm just going to brighten up that brow bone a little bit with just a matte eyeshadow. So moving back over to the Smoke Show palette, I'm going to use very, very, very lightly the shade Cloudy just to brighten up the brow bone. The shade is very, very, very light, so I just need a little bit if I don't want to put a weird cast on my brow bone. All right, so for the lower waterline, I'm gonna go in with a coal brown pencil. This is from Color Concept. I have no idea how old this is. I'm just gonna put this on the waterline to keep the whole look brown. Decided I didn't really want to go in with a black because I think it's gonna be like too much, and I want to keep it nice and warm and neutral and inviting. Okay, so I don't have any black owned makeup brands when it comes to mascara or lashes. So I'm gonna do those off camera really quickly, and we're gonna come back out and finish the rest of this look. All right, mascara and lashes are on. I made sure to concentrate my mascara out on the outsides on both the top and lower lashes, and chose a lash pair that will flare out to go along with the smoky look. So now we're going in with highlighter, and I'm gonna try the Zodiac Cosmetics one. We're gonna go in with a very light hand, and hopefully this won't be too overpowering. And hopefully I don't spill this all over my desk, because I was trying to get the sticker off and it flung out of my hands and all over my makeup desk. So, all right, I'm gonna go in with a dry brush because I know this is it's gonna be a lot, but I'm not going anywhere, so we're just gonna go in with it. And it is a more of a bronzy golden highlighter, so this will go along with the look. It is, I feel like it's pretty much like pure glitter. Ooh, that was a lot. Ooh, that's pretty. It's like weird. It looks like glitter, but then like when you put it on, it like kind of like solidifies a little bit more. And my blush was already kind of shimmery to begin with, so this is a nice little addition to pop on over top of that. Ooh, that is so pretty. I hope you guys can see that. I think I'm definitely only going to be able to use this as a highlighter in the summer times, because I feel like even right now it's obviously a little too dark for my complexion. It's definitely more of just a glitter highlighter and not so much of just like a shimmery one. But this is definitely going to be one messy highlighter. I already have glitter all over my desk again. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the lipsticks that I got, and I think I'm going to choose the Mented one. This was the Nude Lala Matte. I think this is the better of the three shades that will complement the look. Yep, it just feels like a normal bullet lipstick. Not anything special with that, but the shade is super pretty. I think the shades that they included in this box were very flattering to all types of skin tones. I think with nudes, almost every nude will look good on my skin tone. Some of them might be a little bit more too light or too gray for me, but even like the really, really deep ones that would be like a nude on a darker skin complexion still look good on my skin, because it's not so much more of a nude at that point. It's more like a brown or maybe like a burgundy type lipstick, but I'm gonna give this one final spritz. Ooh, I think this Morphe one is finally almost gone. We're gonna do the necessary montage and finish up this video. Alright guys, that is everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed me unboxing my very first TrendMood box, as well as featuring all of these amazing black owned makeup brands. All of the makeup brands that I used in today's video will be mentioned down below, so make sure you guys go try them out. I will also list a bunch of other brands that were not included in today's video down below. So if you guys liked the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you are notified when I post a new video. I love you guys, and if you subscribe to my channel, I welcome you in my Feline family. Bye! Come on in.